Back in 2023, Mattel came out with the Snake Mountain, and it was definitely an upgrade from the vintage version. I love the way it looks, inside and out, flawless. But they end up showing us some little sneak peeks of a Preternia Snake Mountain. You see that shit right there? With the two snakes coming out and the big snake face on the front. And right there also in the camel con art, it showed another version of that Snake Mountain. But guess what, folks? Somebody made it. And I got it in my hands today, right here. Done by Bomb Star Outcast Customs. He done did it again and made a beautiful playset / diorama by taking a vintage Snake Mountain and turning it into this Preternia Snake Mountain. Look at that fucking face. I know you see that face right there. I love the way it looks. The double snakes on there, perfect. Oh my God, the vein right there pulsating right on the top of the snake face. How he extended the nose, added the lines of the snake face, made the teeth longer. Look at that quality work. This is something we will never, ever get from Mattel. I bet money on it. But right there, how he added the base just to bring extra life to the mountain itself. The lava flow coming down, he did it all. Oh, I can't believe my eyes. Look at the diorama, the extra lava pits. The pathways going from the hole right there and the other side going around up the steps. Everything is top-notch work. Great job on this Bomb Star Outcast. This was something I didn't know I wanted, but once he showed me, I knew I had to have it. And I know a couple of his buddies, Jason and Steve, they would have jumped on this shit. But I'm sorry, I had to get it, and I'm glad that I did. I could do so much with this. But before we get into that, let me show you the inside. Look at that shit right there. Not only did he gut out the whole microphone setup right there with the wolf, but in its place, he was able to put the snake and this beautiful throne for King Hiss. You see that big ass snake right there, that face? Look at that fucking face. And then look at that seat right there. Fit for a king, spikes and all, colors on point, matches with the snakes. And right there, this snake right here, it's got a purpose. It can knock people straight up in the lava pit down below. That's a long way down to get your ass burnt up. But both of them snakes, I love that they got a job to do to protect that main snake head. And that one right there does its normal job to put somebody right there so they can fall right into the net. But all in all right there with that beautiful lava pit, little extra part right there where somebody can try to hang for their life, but they still getting burnt up. All the rocks coming out, the color, the vintage look. He is so good at doing that. And it definitely matches, but watch this shit, folks. You can also remove the Snake Mountain and make it a diorama playset right on its own. He made that shit match up great. And the bridge right there, going over that lava pit on the back, it makes sense to me. Oh, I love it. I ended up having to order an extra bridge off of eBay just so I could keep one on Snake Mountain and one right there for when I want to change it up. And trust me, folks, I could do a lot of shit with this diorama setup, which I'm going to show you. I did a whole bunch. You know what I mean? I love setting figures up because it's art to me. And this really complements the figures 100%. I highly recommend hitting them up, trying to get some type of setup, or just make the shit on your own. It ain't that hard. Now right here, folks, the first setup, we are inside Snake Mountain with all the diabolical snake men doing their thing, just chilling and shit, torturing somebody. They're about to throw his ass right in the lava. You got one of the snake men just standing on his hand, waiting for him to fall, just making his ass suffer. And then you got the snake priest, Pythonus, watching and ordering his ass to fall, while King Hiss right with Lady Slither. And Camo Khan just steady watching. That's how they get down. That's how they have fun. There ain't no TVs or nothing like that. They want to enjoy themselves, they torture somebody. But that's how I would set up the inside of Snake Mountain. Right there, that seat, mwah! That shit is beautiful. It makes sense having another big ass snake face on the inside of the mountain, just like the outside. This diorama definitely complements the Snake Mountain on its own, with all the rocks and the lava pit right there in the middle. I love it. But right here, we got a battle going on the outside of the Snake Mountain, where we got palace guards trying to work their way in. But these Snakemen back in the day, back in Preternia, they was vicious. They will kill, and they don't care. Squeezing the shit out of that guy back there. Camo Khan trying to spit some acid in that palace guard's face. And then right there, Snakeface trying to turn his ass into stone, but he's trying not to look. And then you got Tongue Lasher making that palace guard burn his face alive. This sheer heat alone will burn him up. Right there, another snake just fighting the palace guard. While right there in the back, you got Preternia He-Man in disguise just to watch it and look at. He ain't trying to get involved. And then right there, you got Lady Slither just watching it all go down, while all the snakes is just looking and watching. And then King Hiss right above with his staff, happy. That's what he likes to see. It's a shame that King Grayskull sent all these palace guards to die, because that's what's gonna happen. You gonna come around messing with the Snakemen, they gonna fuck you up. And this is a perfect example of it. Oh, I love the way this looks. Bombstar Outcast, great job on this, brother. I know doing that snake face wasn't easy, but to me, it looks perfect.
Mr. Home Arcade, I know I like to talk my shit, but this thing is amazing. I just can't hold in my excitement any longer. Oh goodness.
Well, I don't blame you. That shit does look good like that. I absolutely love how this turned out. But folks, like I said, this can be displayed without the Snake Mountain. So I'm gonna go over a few different examples on how I would work with just the diorama. Right here, we got King Grayskull on his mighty battle lion, ready to attack the Snakemen, while one of his palace guards gets ready to curb stomp the shit out of that Snake Man's face. Right there, another Snakeman is down on the ground, ready to get stabbed up by that other palace guard. And then right next to him, we got the almighty hero. He took his sword of power and cut off Tongue Lasher's tongue, clean out his mouth. Right there behind him, you got Lady Slither taking the palace guard hostage, ready to cut that neck clean off the body. And then you got Rattler running like a bitch, scared of what's going on, because that palace guard is fighting for his dear life, about to get bit up. And then you got Eldor and King Hish having a magic duel off right there in the back. And then last but not least, Preternia in disguise He-Man, just to watch it, being nosy, but not getting involved. Right there's another beautiful setup that you could do without Snake Mountain. And I still got 3 more to show you. There's so much stuff that you could do back in Preternia. All the story, all the lore. That's why I bought that battle line right there, because King Grayskull needed it. Needed it just for this shit. I could use this for other stuff too. But for my Preternia setups, this is only the beginning. I'd say out of all these figures right here, I would hate to be that snake right there about to get curb stomped. Right here, we got another fearsome battle with the evil Horde. Right there, you got Horde telling that dinosaur to bite the shit out that Snake Man. Right next to him, you got Mosquito sucking all the blood out that Snake Man, while Grizzlor sends his troops over there to beat the shit out that other Snake Man. And then below them, you got a group of Horde troopers doing what they do best, stomping the shit out of a Snake Man. It's just fucked up, right? But that's what they do. Them big-ass metal feet, putting in that work. The same with that one right there. And then you got Leech's big-ass feet, kicking him right in his ass. That's what I like to see. The evil Horde laying down that ass whooping right on the Snake Men. That's what they get. That's what happened back in the Preternia days. Hordak and his crew used to battle it out with the Snake Men. And that's also why I added a little dinosaur in there. Because back in Preternia, the dinosaurs, they used to just run wild, eating people up, doing what they do. But up next, I want to show you an example of the faction that I made up, the Dino Men. And if they was to catch all the Snake Men slipping up, let's see how that shit would play out real quick. Starting off, you got one of the Dino Men and one of his pet humans as his slave, as he tells his ass to walk up the steps as the other Dino Men guides him up. And then right there, you got King Rex taking that Snake Man right on the top of his staff, just watching him die, watching his ass bleed out. Well, right behind him, you got another strong-ass Dino Man ready to throw his ass in the lava. And then they got his ass right by the neck, making his ass give up the info. Well, that other Dino Man puts in that work, chopping up the body of that Snake Man. And then last but not least, you got 2 of the Dino Men pulling this shit out of Squeeze's arms. They gonna pull that shit off. They want all the info where the Snake Men are hiding, but Squeeze ain't trying to give that shit up. That's what I like to see. The Dino Men putting in that work, getting who they love to get, the Snakemen. I'm so glad I added this faction to my Motu collection, because the Snakemen, they need somebody to feud against. I mean, I know they feud with the Horde, and they feud with King Grayskull and his heroic warriors, but they need another faction that's equally as dangerous, and that's the Dino Men. You see that shit right there? His ass in the air like that? But we got something else to show you. Here it is, folks. Right here, you got the Snakemen with 8 prisoners ready to have some fun. Squeeze making his ass walk right up there, while Viper tells that palace guard to jump to his death right there in the lava. You got Tongue Lasher telling his ass, come on and fall, hurry up. And then right next to them, you got a drug deal going on. You got Moss Man selling some good shit. Right there, the Lord Grasp and Snakeface. They can't wait to get their hands on it. And then right there, you got Rattler taking that prisoner and making him watch as his buddy drowns to his death in the lava, while Lady Slither and the Snake Priest find that shit amusing. Then you got King Hiss with a big-ass Dutch being entertained by what's going on, while Camo Khan tells Terror to pass that shit over. He's trying to get high too. Then right below them, you got Reptilaxa watching, while Fangor tears into some good Palace Guard meat. Right there, that's how the Snake Men chill when their ass ain't at Snake Mountain. They like making Palace Guard suffer. That's their entertainment, and I don't blame them. They're a fearsome group to mess around with, and unfortunately for them Palace Guards, they fresh meat. They easy picking. Like I told you on the very beginning of this video, there are so many different options that you can do with a diorama like this. Special thanks again to Bombstar Outcast Customs. You have created a masterpiece. This shit is a work of art. And with these figures right here on it, this is the eye candy that I enjoy, that I love seeing. When I come down here into my Motu rooms, you knock this shit out the park. And just so y'all know, Bombstar Outcast, he's working on an Etsy store where he's gonna sell some of these dioramas and some of his custom figures. And as soon as he gets all that shit worked out, best believe I'm gonna let y'all know. Thanks for watching, folks. And if you like what you saw, do my ass a favor and drop me a like. Subscribe to the channel while you're at it. It ain't gonna hurt you, is it? Come on now. Go ahead and hit the button. I know you have to hit the button. Hit that goddamn button, drop a like. All right, I'm out of here.